Yahweh Shalom, Shalom. Before we begin, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shabbat, Hashem, Wakadash. It's Yakim for the Zil. We out here again doing the Lord's work, man. We're just going to get into it. And, we come, like I said before, like I mentioned several times, we come out here, we come to the spirit of prophecy, man. And, even though, these people getting their EBT cards, all these things, they are testing us, man, because eventually, this system, in general, this system, that Babylon the Great, aka America, it's already broken, man. So all these, what you want to say, lifelines, all these dependencies of this government, eventually it's going to come to an end, man, But we know they're going to make everything all sweet and everything as normal, as if it's nothing is wrong until they actually usher in this MOTB, man, because they take away, say, Facebook, they take away you people's support system altogether, you will lose faith altogether in their system. So, they're playing pretty much like when they snatched those EBT cards away and did this and that, then allow these people to do it, they're pretty much playing these people's emotions, man, and snatch it away, then bring it back, but nonetheless, this whole system, you can tell by how these devils move, they're not going to allow this whole system that you people put your faith in. That's why they got on that $1 bill, and God we trust, what I mean, gold, oil, and the things, you know what I'm saying? But that's their God, but they're not going to allow this whole system to completely be dismantled because you people will lose all faith. So they want to have, you people believe in their system before, until they convert it into that MOTB, where they know once you people accept it, there's no turning back, man. Just like the Lord said, once you accept that mark, you sealed your faith, man. We talking mainly about the children of Israel that consider you so-called. We're talking mainly to the children of Israel that consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and they may be, and those that are look like the heathen nation, that are in between. I mean, that are mingled, like to say the least. But Psalms 141:4. It says, "Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties." Right. So more or less don't confound this, rely on this demonic system, man, this beast system that these devils brought up. Don't rely on it, man. We should not trust the faith in the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabbat. That's who we trust in. We should trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabbat. We don't rely on the system. We don't rely on Esau, our oppressor. Because like I said, this system is out. He's playing with your emotions. He's playing with people, toying with you people. Well, that's to see what you want to do and what you people want to do. That's what 2/3. Two-thirds of the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, you're gonna trust in this oppressive system. He's toying with you people. That's what you people think is a game, man. I'm gonna read that again. Psalm 141. It says, "Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat." So, basically that's what the devil is. The devil got that's he's stringing people along these dependencies of his system is more or less his dainties. He's stringing you along to it. So ultimately, to a trap, he's like dangling something in front of you that you like. For example, like a donkey with a carrot in front of him, they keep walking or whatever. He's dangling these
government programs in your face, so he can string you along to the ultimate trap. The ultimate trap is the MOTV, which is the RFID microchip. You know, that's the trap that he's gonna have people sign in. You know.
He said book of Psalms, what was it again?
The book of Psalms 141. I can't remember what verse. This is Proverbs chapter 23 and 6. It says, "Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou of his dainty meats." You know, so no, this is another precept. You know, so you know when the scripture said, not abuse it. The scripture says, of this world, but not abuse it. See, we're living in this world, but we are not dependent on this world. But there's going to come a time.
Use this world as not
Right. You know what I'm saying? If you can use this world, you know, you got to understand there's going to be there's coming a time that this devil's going to give you two options. Either get down with the program or be put to death for the most of them. You know, a lot of you going to be put to death, you know. If not, you have to accept his mark, which is the RFID microchip. You know, I think that guy Elon Musk, he said that in the near future, he said, I think he said like 10 years or something, not too long in the near future, he was saying like basically working is going to be voluntary or optional. And then he said that currency, meaning physical currency, is going to be obsolete. You know, because you know these robots, says AI, these robots are going to be doing these jobs, and basically everybody's going to be on some type of universal income. Man. So all these are, and this guy making moves in the earth. He's a trillionaire, whatever I think. You know, got all the money, the answers, the resources. He saw eating these coon niggas. We know what he's doing. These damn coons, old ass coons, working with their oppressor, trying to giggle and snicker and whisper about to spawn these meritorious manumission acting ass niggas trying to get some comfort in their oppressor's society, man, by trying to spy, watch at the quote unquote black people. You know, we know what it is, man. We know what's going on. So what precept is that we just read? Some of the what we're doing, I think. What did you just read? I don't know if it's the same one. I got to precept. I'm just making sure it's not the same one. Proverbs 23 and 6. Book of Proverbs 23 and 6. You know, yeah, that's what he does. Cool, they talking to their oppressor about and tell them to come around. They watching. These niggas criminals. You know, these damn fucking niggas. How they act like they try to get out of being a criminal. They got their old ass grandmammy, mammy, and daddy, you know, doing the watching and shit. You know, but these niggas ain't nothing but old fucking criminals. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm in the still book, but I'm gonna jump up to 23. This is the book of Proverbs 23 and 1. It says, "Where thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee." So consider what's before you, man. This devil is going to present this way of life, and he's going to give you an ultimatum, just like I was saying before. He's going to give you an ultimatum for the most part. Take this or be put to death. You know what I'm saying? Listen, that's going to be your choices, man. You know, ultimately, you know, a lot of people going to die behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the devil is going to put massive people to death because he got a deep pop agenda still. You people believe it or not, he got a depopulation agenda. You know, there's too many people on the planet Earth for him to control, so he got to cut off a lot of that population.
They call thin the herd. You know, right? You people, man, to at least had nothing but cattle, man. You know, or you know, livestock, animals, really. Proverbs 23:1 again, it says, when thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, don't rely on that, man. Don't say, this is all I wanted more is to be under this, because more or less that's how their mindset is anyway. They just want to be under this oppressive system, man. You know, that's basically what these 2/3, you know, that's what you want anyway, man. You want to be in this devil's oppressive system. You know, they don't see anything over, see anything beyond these Edomites. You know, more or less, all of them have no faith. You know, even these that goes to these ones that go to these buildings made with hands. You know, on these buildings made with hands, you serving another God, basically. You know, like the scripture said in Deuteronomy chapter 28:68. Deuteronomy 28, basically, man, you will serve other gods, man, even with his son. You know, so that's why you're not serving the God of the Bible. Power of the Bible, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you're not serving. You know, you're serving another God in another land, which is prophecy. You know, so like we said, this time is coming, man. You know, like with the they said more or less, what's going to come is an economic collapse. You know, this devil is hundreds of trillions of dollars in debt. You know, these countries are hundreds of trillions of dollars in debt. You know, and they owe these other countries money, like China. I think China, might be Japan. I think the United Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken, you know, are the two countries that's buying the debt that buys up the U.S. debt. You know, this country is in debt to these other countries, man. You know,
And being that you mentioned that, I saw some information, prior, some time ago, not too long ago, maybe some weeks to a few months. They said that China is no longer buying the amount of debt that they once were. Either they're not doing anymore, or the amount that they were buying is pretty, small now. So yeah, man, these people are not keeping this system because it's basically it's a deceitful it's a deceitful system that this devil is weighing, and the only thing keeping it going is these people here in Babylon the Great in the world deception. Man. They believe like this monetary system. They believe this currency has value, but due to the economic system that they have, people believe it because it's valuable because they got to get up, they got to pay bills. Now they can't pay bills, but that's the deceitful system that this devil is running. But if you look according to the law and what real money is, even when you go to the Constitution, these people running the game on you people, man.
A Ponzi scheme.
God. So it's just you people's belief that this system is an upright one that's pretty much your demise, man. But a lot of these other countries, that's why you got the BRICS nation, because you got conflict throughout the globe, man. Because you got a lot of these countries, they're what? They're detaching themselves from this place, man. Like what's going on in Venezuela. Trump is forcing these people to be a part of them. They're like, if you don't be a part of us, we're going to destroy you, man. And that's pretty much wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? You should. In general, I shouldn't have to be forced to do business with you, man. If I choose not to do business with you, that's me. You could be just like I'm looking at you, man. Hey, I ain't really got nothing personal.
I'm not interested.
I don't got anything personal against you. It's just that I don't like the way you do business. I'm doing business with them, and they don't like it here. That's why Trump doing the thing that he's doing. He's trying to seize their oil, man.
Right. And also, I've seen today that some Latin country, I'm trying to find out who it was. They trying to put, they basically told U.S. that they can put their military base in here. Now they fighting to put a military base back in that country, man. You know, that's Habakkuk, the book of Habakkuk chapter 2. You know, which I'm gonna get that, but I'm gonna get that right now. You know, Habakkuk chapter 2. You know, I'm gonna find that country. So like I'm just find this country real quick because I don't want that to slip. Where is it at?
Yeah, so that's you know, he saw even some plain white man, he wants to be known on this earth as that guy, man. You know, if anything was going on in the world, he won't in some form of fashion or have some dealing with it, man. You know what I'm saying? He has something to do with it. Either he knows about it, he's approving of it, you know, etc. Go ahead. I'm just saying, mention that to people. You know, what you got to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for. I might have to look at one of these videos. I thought it was in the title.
But yeah, that's the mentality. He have a God complex, man. You know, so throughout the earth, that's prophecy. Pursuing Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. These devils are wicked, man. So they want their head. Pretty much that's what it is. They got their hands in everything. They pretty much calling them up. So you know, and they ain't letting nothing squeeze by, man. That's why they're going over there in Venezuela trying to basically it's a stick up job, man. He surrounded that country. It's a stick up move, man. You know,
those are war crimes that he's committing against Venezuelan people. You know, these more or less they're considered war crimes.
It's a stick up. Give me what you got, or we gonna kill you, man. Pretty much, they're the original gangsters. Man. You know, you got these phony ass niggas walking around trying to flatter themselves with this title of OG. Man, they're the original. They are the original gangsters. Man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Because if you go into the origins of that, it was them. You know, for the most part, it was them, man. You know, but you got these ignorant jakes trying to get this title and flatter themselves as if you know, they're you know boasting themselves in this title of a you know a gangster or something like that, something boastful or something to be you know. I don't even like to use the word proud, but you know, be proud of, man.
And if you think that way, you've been brainwashed, man. And that's what exactly what he that was exactly his plan, man, to make you think that you. That's why he promoted on TV, radio, constantly, media, video, movies. Who's the criminal? Who's the thug? Who's the you, Negro for the most part, man. You the face of a criminal, but it's him, man. And you want to believe that shit. You've been brainwashed, man. Because that's what media is. Media is sorcery. It's witchcraft, man. You know, these TV shows, these movies, you know, this music is a form of witchcraft, man. It's sorcery, basically, man. You know, that's basically what it is. It's a form of sorcery. You've been brainwashed. You've been brainwashed by this devil, and you believe his agenda. You believe his scheme. You know, thinking you should damn feel you can't even change your goddamn. You can't go around and do nothing to change your way of living, but try to stick up another Negro. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas, man. You know,
exactly.
That's all you got. It's only how you can change your circumstances. Hope to play or get over or stick or get it from some other damn Negro, by some other means. Man. Yeah, sticking up some other nigga, rob some other, depriving some other Negro. That's all you can get. That's all you can do. Man. Act like you a fucking gang. You niggas ain't shit.
All you can do is go around and oppress those that look like you. Man. You know what I mean? You're not going around trying to seek vengeance on the ones that are oppressing you. You're going around oppressing people that in the same circumstances that you're in, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentality because these Negroes, man, really they soft. They trying to act like they tough. Really these niggas soft, man. You know, because like I mentioned before, I just mentioned, the ones that are oppressing you for the most part, you ain't bothering them, man. You going around causing a nuisance, you know, to those that look like you within your so-called community. The lack of one, if you want to call it that, just to, you know, for ramifications. I'm gonna use that term community. Really, we don't have one. You know what I'm saying? Everything we got is linked to you, man. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much these communities, like who said these weirdos, they walking around acting like this. You know, this is a playground for children. You know, trying to walk straight in the direction like he own the place, like he got a question at the ass. Like,
yeah, he gonna directly towards us.
Yeah, I ain't gonna turn the camera, but you know, just take my word for it for the most part.
Goddamn pedophile just sitting in their bed and then getting up at every opportune time. Oh, it's time for you to get up. Motherfuckers sitting around there doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you want
he gonna make you move like you supposed to be timid of these damn clowns, knowing damn well they ain't gonna do nothing. They're just trying to give off something interior, just like these niggas, just trying to get some interior look at some tough guy. You know, who pissed in this cornflake this morning? Look at you like I did. I must have pissed in this cornflake this morning. Looking at you like you did.
Goddamn schizo got voices in their head. Get up now, move. Leave it, their place of residence, and then come around, doors unlocked and everything. I'm trying to find that video, man. I can't find where it is. I seen it this morning. I'm trying to find it where it is. Where it is. This might be it. I'm not too sure. What Latin country? Because
Colombia,
it ain't Colombia.
it's in my head. I'm in cahoots with them. I think it's
what Latin country does the U.S. want to put a military base there? Yeah, Ecuador. It says the U.S. is reportedly looking to reestablish a military base in Ecuador. Man. So more or less, he waging war with Latin America. That's more or less the Northern Kingdom. You know, he's going to war with Colombia. They got conflict with Colombia, Venezuela, goddamn Cuba, and there's many others, man. There's a couple others I'm going to forget, man, but it's Ecuador, man. You know, he says it says the U.S. is reportedly looking to reestablish a military base, specifically at the former location of Manta. Ecuador's president Daniel Noboa has proposed a national referendum to allow the return of the U.S. base to help combat organized crime. This potential move comes as the U.S. has increased military activity in Latin America. See, like I said, it increased U.S. activity in Latin America, man. So this double, he's waging war, and that's what the scripture said. There's going to be times of war. It's the time that we're living in the beginning of the beginning of stages of sorrow.
I'm looking at this news article right now. It said, Maduro ramps up. This is coming from CNN. It says Maduro ramps up repression in Venezuela as he faces growing threats abroad, man. So he's trying to what? Fight against oppression. He says repression. Maduro ramps up repression, man. So he's gearing up for what? Because he knows he's about to be oppressed. These people know who the oppressor is, man. And it's the devil, man. He saw evil, man.
With the wish man, the sorcery man, the magic man, the magic man, Mr. Magician, man. He got the answer. He got the answer. You better believe it. He know how to solve this mystery. It's a secret that he knows about. But yeah, they trying to put that's like I said, this Habakkuk chapter 2. I was looking up that this morning, looking at some things. I was trying to put a lesson together through the spirit, and it didn't come because other things started popping up. This is the book of Habakkuk. This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, and verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." That's basically the oracles of the Most High, the prophecies. That's what's going. That's what's going to come to pass. Throw it terror, wait for it. I don't see which the MOTB is already here, but it just haven't been mandatory. It just hasn't been mandatory by the government yet. Mr. Magic Man, Sorcery Man, I got the answer. I got the plan. Mr. Magic, Mr. Sorcery. Trust me, I got the answer. These demons, they practice witchcraft and sorcery. The rest of them, they need to sit back and quiet. They ain't gonna duck something. Just be quiet. Everything gonna blow over. Only thing gonna blow over is those missiles, the missile of destruction. That's the only thing that's gonna blow over, man. Blow over this place is the missiles, man. They got these devils damn linked up with schizo version. They can hear you from here. They can hear you here, local, all in the country area. They can hear you. Edomites, with their damn devices.
They got a church right there every Sunday. These coons go to. They walk by acting like they ain't got no business. They can care less. But when it comes to you, these devils come around acting like they so intrigued about what you got going on and what you doing. But these other damn niggas, these coons, they really affiliate. Yeah, they know what's going on. They trying to act as though we're not aware of what these devils are capable of and what they're doing. But these coons are, man.
Yeah, the reason they buy these 2/3 of going these buildings or whatever, man, because they already on that broad path of destruction. They serving their master, their God. They doing exactly what they tell them to do. And plus, these pastors are their agents, basically. Man. Like these meritorious manumissions, these your pastors, your local politicians, these Negroes, these black faces, Negroes, these damn athletes and celebrities. They paid actors, man. They're paid by these Edomites, man, to keep the flock led astray. Meritorious manumission act. That's what it is, man.
Yes, like it, but I just looked up some synonyms for that word repression, man, and referring to this article, this CNN article about Maduro in Venezuela. It said repression is they said the action of subduing someone or something by force. So who is he forcing, man? You know what I'm saying? So that's what it said. These devils, he said, ramp up repression. So who is he forcing, man? If you look at the definition, but see, that's how these devils trying to paint you. They can paint you however they want. They control the narrative. Yeah, they control this media. You know what I'm saying? So by controlling the media, they control the narrative, man.
They can make you mean story.
They can make you out of the bad guy. They can make you out of what's the word? I'm gonna say they can make you out of the predator,
the antagonist.
Yeah, but you're the victim. You know what I'm saying? His other similar word, they said oppression, tyranny, subjection, dictatorship. And that's pretty much what they're trying to make these guys. What a dictator to justify going in, dismantling their economic system, and they're taking over. To justify these wicked devils' actions, they're gonna call you a dictator, man. Like everything here at Babylon the Great is so perfect, man. Look at this corrupt system. Look at these people here, man. Look at they're hypocrites, man. They're trying to point the finger at everybody else as if that it's perfect here in Looneyville, La La Land, which is this place right here, man.
The city of confusion. Every damn thing is confusing. You don't know what's what. Are you eating real food or this man-made or this fucking, what is this? Is this real food? Is these real Mexican Franken food and shit? Man, is that a male or a female? You don't know what the fuck going on. The city of confusion, man. You can be a fucking dog if you want.
We over here, perfect. Everybody get along over here. Look, that's a facade. I can tell they've been doing that since they built their facade since this 20. I mean, from me through the spirit, people after 2019, man. After that little wave thing came in, that first experiment came in, and they said, "Oh, somebody try to low key hit the reset button," and now you got these jokers trying to give off some facade as if everything is some sense of equality because they got these foreigners, these Negroes, these pale faces trying to live side by side playing these childish games. Like, no, it's not racism or oppression or none of that. It's none of that. It's who we don't like now. Now that's the game they're doing now. It's like who they don't like.
Yeah.
So whoever they got some personal vendetta against, that's the problem now. You know, say it's my personal opinion or how I personally feel about somebody. That's how it was the whole time. And then the rest of the jokers acting like they all get along, man. Really, they don't, because they're giving up that facade because they're trying to act as though they know who to fuck with and who not to fuck with, man. You know, that's the facade they're trying to give off, man. You know, they're trying to give off something like everybody get along here. Yeah, right, man. That's a facade, man. No, they don't. Look at all this shit that's going on here, man. You know, just like they said, you know, these crisis actors, you know what I'm saying? These other events that take place in here, as if this place is the perfect place. Like they try to act like this place is a
oasis.
Yeah,
Garden of Eden.
Yeah, like it's the role model for society, because, you know, take it for granted, you got all these other countries picking up the customs of this country.
Well, it is like the Lord did compare to the Garden of Eden, how beautiful, you know, seemingly this country's supposed to be in its glory of looks.
Yeah, that's what John the Revelator was amazed by the beauty, but nonetheless, this place is full of wickedness, man. You know, even though these people are picking up the customs, like you said, you see a lot of these people in Africa, they are following the customs of this. Now you got Bali World and all these other various derivatives of Hollywood in these other countries mimicking people over here, man. Now they got movie stars and shit. Like, you ain't never seen no movie stars, Hollywood celebrities to the extent in these other countries, man. Now you got these other countries have their own version of, I'm gonna say somebody, Angelina Jolie. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing a name out. You know what I'm saying? Some actress or actor. Tom Hanks. Now India got their own version of Tom Hanks. You know, so because they're following the customs of these devils. You know, but nonetheless,
Asia says that the second book of Ezra chapter, the second Ezra chapter 16, I think. Asia, the glory or something like that, man. Or unless you're mimicking Asia, you know, that includes Japan, that would include India, you know. They are the glory of a person or something like that. You know, more or less mimicking the actions of America, Babylon the Great, you know, and I just put a short clip together. That's what the Japan, like, because there was in the 1900s, early 1900s or something like that, 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s or whatever. America or Britain was going to war with China. And they, you know, Japan was looking at it, and more or less Britain and other European countries or whatever, more or less Britain, you know, they was destroying China, man. Like, they had these little wars or whatever. You know, Japan was looking at it. He said, we might be next. So they was like, we're gonna go about another way by basically adopting or seeing what the root of the problem was, something, and then adopting or basically being more westernized, man. You know, so basically that's what they was doing, man. They became more westernized, you know, to these Edomites, man, because, you know, America started going to war with Japan too and all that too. They just like, nah, we're gonna go about another way. We're gonna become more westernized. That's why Japan is an ally today of America. But I'm gonna keep reading this. The book of Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, that the end shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." Verse 5 says, "Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death." See, he enlarges his desires as hell, man, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Right? He saw evil. but gathereth unto himself all nations, and heap unto himself all people, man. Never keepeth at home, which he done with it. He's all in everybody's country. He's in everybody's country talking about, you need to do what I say, you know. I want what you got. I want to put a base in your country, you know. I think Iran was talking about something like that too. I think I just seen a video talking about the waterways in Iran. It was like, Iran said, "This is our waterways. You know, these are our water areas. This is our territorial water." You know? So he was like, it was like you can't be over here, man. So they go everywhere. You know, he enlarges his desires as hell, man. You know.
Man, they weird. They try to act like they can sit around here and eavesdrop and listen to people. You know what I'm saying? They doing something. I see, like I said, they doing the same. I see Edomites doing the same tactics. These super ass niggas just trying to sit here in pause mode, or creep mode, with their ears open when you speak. Like we so intrigued, but they don't. I guess their ears ain't open. These politicians, these people that govern, you know, their states and control their economy. I guess your ears ain't open then. You know what I'm saying? You acting like we the ones that dictate you people how much attention they give us. Acting like we're the ones that dictate you people comings and goings, man. Your livelihoods, man. We got our finger on the nuke, but they got access to nukes. What we gonna do? We gotta pay attention to these guys, man. What they gonna do? And who got the resources of anything is these devils. Say for instance, that's the next thing. They try to act like you some extremists. Like, okay, if you want to act like that, right? If I need some type of arsenal to I'm just saying hypothetically, right? If I need an arsenal to carry out my plot, right? Who you think I'm going to? The damn devil himself. You know what I'm saying? They're the source of all this wicked shit. Guns, bombs, you name it. The economy, they're the source of it. And they're trying to look at you like you the problem, but the obvious problem is these devils, man. You know, they try to creep around, listen to you. Oh, they got some little secret agreement with these cool Negroes and shit. You know, but that's what these devils do.
No hand joining hand, the wicked will not be punished. Cool by they trying to join hands, but they oppressing, trying to talk about another Negro, man. That shit ain't new. Nor is it a secret.
It's like I say that term. I probably won't say it. Manumissions. You know what I'm saying?
Meritorious.
Yeah,
meritorious manumission.
Yeah, that's who these damn this ain't no secret. That's the characteristics of these damn devils, man. They'll go to these weak ass niggas that try to damn fuck over a strong-minded so-called black individual, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what
they had during that COINTELPRO shit, the illegal acts of the government, from the CIA, the FBI, and local police, all of them participated in this COINTELPRO against more or less black people, which was unconstitutional and illegal. Spying, and they spied and tried to overthrow this movement of black equality. You know, they lied and spied and sent agents, meaning what? They had other Negroes participating in their wicked scheme.
They think we don't know. That's why I said they use big niggas to go after the strong. You know what I'm saying? And they give them little crumbs so they can give off some false narrative.
I can pardon you of your crime.
Give you some crumbs, give off some false narrative of equality here in this wicked society. So we all get along. It must be something that they're doing wrong. Now you're being a target because these devils don't like. They're using a weak link to get at strong-minded individuals.
I think that, but the scripture says, "Be leery of men," you know, because they'll deliver you up, man. You know, that's what the Lord said. Be leery, meaning you better watch, pay attention to these. You know what I'm saying? We know what time we're in. These damn devils, all these cool niggas. Like scripture said, those who seek to save his life shall lose it. Niggas up here think they ain't gonna save. They trying to save their life. They livelihood. This damn ship that's sinking. They think they gonna save they goddamn little goddamn whatever, man. goddamn seat on the damn, they seat on the goddamn fucking ship. They think they gonna say that little seat they got about being some damn rat. You know what I'm saying?
The only reason why I said it, because there was some Edomite walking around, I guess in his backyard, we're in a public park, trying to give off some impression like you in my backyard. That's why I'm showing you all this attention. Like you don't belong here, but I do. It is a public park. I'm pretty sure, like right now, you got plenty of people walking through here, but this devil want to act like you some outsider. They listen to you. Never mind all these other clowns that, like I said, this is our first time sitting up here. But nonetheless, who are you? You know what I mean? You ain't nobody. Do you own this park, devil? They're trying to act like they own this park. They trying to act like you gotta get permission for them to be here. Like, why are you here? It's my business to know why you here. You know what I'm saying? Sit here, please drop. Probably the female he involved with fucking and sucking off. They got what they call them on the job, work husband. You know what I'm saying? Work wife, like my work spouse. God, probably their significant other screwing her fucking boss. This damn clown listen to me. Didn't be worried about what's going on with yours in your household. What you worried about me for? I ain't calling you or nobody around here no more. We out here in a public place, man. You know, trying to give off some feel like you don't belong. That's how these crackers want to feel anyway, man. And like I said, why would you think about this word crack? You think that it's a mean word. Think about it. You think out here in the building, it says nigger barrel in with the hard R, Nigger. You know, even though we already know where that word comes from, but I'm just saying in general, with the simple mentality of you people just be sitting there all day, knowing the word pretty much bring belittlement, hatred, a negative connotation towards it to an extent. The Bible and this devil code, that's what they do. They like flipping things upside down. You know what I'm saying? Really, that word doesn't mean what these devils try to portray. But I'm just saying, from this perspective of that word today, you think I'll be living? So like sitting in a restaurant or a place of business established with that word boldly printed on it. And I'm sitting there every day, a group of us all the time. We go here and eat because that word is not offensive to the devil. Because they know the true meaning of it, which is just like I know. It means what? What they was doing to our people, cracking the whip. And our people just refer to them as crackers.
That barrel is where they kept the whips in. That's called cracker barrel. The barrel represents the whips that they used to keep them in. They used to keep them whips in those barrels.
So these devils know they true order. That's why they comfortable eating there.
That's why they was mad.
That's why they comfortable eating there. And that's why they there all the time, man. They say every time you go in there, all you see is a bunch of so-called pale-faced white people, man. So when you think I've been in an establishment with a word that I find offensive and bold in the letters, you got 10-foot tall, 12-foot tall billboards with this word in bold in the letters, and I'm there supporting it.
And plus, that's why they was in the uproar. They were trying to change the sign. I mean, more or less take that white guy and that borough, him sitting down or whatever. They was trying to take that off. They was in the uproar for what? That's symbolism, man. They know the true meaning behind those symbols, man. That's how they these elites, for that matter, that's how they speak to each other in code through signs and symbols and shit. They call this Masonic shit. Sign, you know the signs and symbols. You know what that really means? These simple ass niggas acting like they throwing up some damn diamond. They're part of the Illuminati now. No, I'm gonna throw up the diamond. That Jay-Z bullshit. Now I'm part of Illuminati. I'm gonna go to court, throw up the diamond. The judge is gonna dismiss my case. You know what I'm saying? Niggas fucking crazy, man. Illusion. Matt struck with madness. Like the scripture said, niggas struck with madness.
But back to that, they know the symbolize. They know what that word means, and they know what those symbols mean. Man. That invitation of that Edomite in that barrel. They know what all that symbol. That's a reflection of what, how they had you in oppression. Man. That's why they comfortable to eat, because they're reminiscing how they had you right in front of your face. Man. You know what I'm saying? But you think that word is an insult to them. They want to act like it is. They want to act like it because they want it. Because what it is, it's keeping your ass. It's keeping your ass in a way of deception. Man. So in front of you, they may act like he just called me a cracker. pour me a crack.
Yeah,
You think these people, and then like I said, even in your grocery stores, they got it right there on the section, aisle 4. Go to Food Line, aisle 4. Remember, I remember that aisle. They got a word crackers. So if that word was so offensive to them, you think they had that shit in a public place like that? No, man.
Yeah, plus, it's to blame you, to accuse you of doing something wrong. Yeah, we gonna accuse you. Was you the problem? You heard him say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you the most despicable person on the planet Earth because that C word. I can't believe he's a goddamn racist. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
he's equivalent to the KKK.
Yeah, he used the word right. He's right. The KKK. Then you got them cool niggas like, I ain't gonna say that no more. They're trying to side with some pale face like, I don't use that word. It's right there. It's right there in the damn supermarket. You say you don't use, so when you go, niggas, so you say you don't pick up a box and you ain't never ate a box of Ritz crackers, saltine crackers, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never say you ain't saw that sign or stop by. I don't use that word. Don't even resonate. You go buy, these niggas go buy these signs every day, but they try to act like if you say it, now we got something justified, acting like you the bad guy now. Use the word cracker. It's right there fucking public. People see you pass by signs, you go by grocery stores. So why would you dare? It's right there in your fucking face to see. You know? They act as though we use it, we the bad guy now. But these people that
the scripture said, make a man an offender for a word. You know, trying to incriminate you for a word, man. That's what the scripture said. That's what these devils want to do. That's basically what we're giving out the word, the true meaning, because there's only one true understanding and interpretation of the Bible. It's not for private. It's not nobody's private interpretation. There's only one true message and one true meaning of the Bible. All these other different denominations, this is what I believe, because that ain't of the Bible, man. That's man-made doctrine. The doctrines of the devil. You know, that's man-made doctrines, the doctrines of the devil. And that's what the devil's going to do. That's what time we're living in now anyway. Trying to make a man an offender for a word. That's why they're trying to take away freedom of speech. Like your current commander-in-chief came out and bluntly said it. Yeah, the freedom of speech is no longer available. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, for whatever cause he's talking about this political violence, they're gonna find an excuse, man. Because they behind all that, man.
You know, just like you were saying that if I own all this stuff, and then if I go out and say, man, so and so own it, they're like, you anti-me. You can't say I own that. You own it. You literally own it. And then you own this, you own that, you own this. Damn, you own everything. And then, but if you go over there and say that the truth about it, man, you the bad guy. You anti. Get the fuck out of here, man. These, like I said, these devils, they want to portray to the world as if they can't do no wrong.
You can't get that make a man offended for a word. But basically, that's what the devil's trying to do. You know, they're trying to make a man offended for a word. You know, they're trying to offend you. They're trying to incriminate you for speaking. Basically, the truth too. Apostle Paul said, you know, have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? You know, we are out here speaking the truth. They trying to make it seem like we're the criminal. Now you're the criminal, which they already got that idiom or whatever, or phrase or whatever. No, it's probably more or less a phrase that says that speaking the truth makes you an enemy now, something like that. You know, speak the truth. When you speak the truth, you become an enemy. You know, so basically that's what time we're living in, man. You speak the truth, now you're an enemy now. You know, you can't state that. You can't tell what's really going on. You know, they're gonna deem you a criminal. They're gonna deem you an enemy of the state. They're gonna deem you whatever they want. They can paint the narrative. They can create the story and say, nah, it's this, that, and the third, because I said it.
Just the book of Isaiah 29 and 40 says, the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught.
That's what they're doing, man. They're gonna try to make a man an offender, more or less a criminal for speaking.
They mainly speaking the truth, man.
Speaking the truth, you know. So that's what time we're living in, man. You know. So that's why they're trying to say we got to take away freedom of speech because it's promoting people to political crimes. But who's more or less doing these crimes, man? Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Edomites, man. They're doing these crimes for the most part. You know, they're gonna have these paid actors, some retard of a nigga, you know, thinking he, you know, like these other foreigners, they paid just like that shit just happened recently. You know, that's all this stuff that he saw is coming out with is suspect. It's suspicious, man. You know.
Like I got a precept. This is the book of Amos 5 and 10. It says they hate him that rebuke in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly, man. So that's the part of speaking the truth, man. You're speaking uprightly. They hate you, man. They want you. They trying to make you. They demonizing you because you're speaking the truth, man. That's the mentality here in Babylon the Great. It said, "What is surely
you're turning things upside down, but be esteemed as the hottest clay."
God, that's what these devils are. They're prolific. If that's the correct word, or notorious. Who put that? That's the more correct word. They're notorious for doing that, man. Flipping things upside down. That's why you got
flip the script.
Just like we mentioned earlier about, well, me and we had a conversation a couple of days ago about the Democrat Republican Party. That's proof enough. Because back during the 60s and beyond, the Democrats were were anti-Negro. The Republicans were pro-Negro, as they call it. Now it's the other way around, man. You know, they flipped it. Now the Democrats are pro-Negro and the Republicans are anti-Negro.
And the founders of the Democratic Party was the three letters that start with a K. The founders of the Democratic Party were the three letters that start with a K repetitively.
A known hate group. You know what I'm saying?
They created the Democratic Party.
You know what? Somebody made that. There was a Negro. Somebody made that joint clear. They was like, man, all these so-called black movements, like I'm gonna say, the Black Panther Party and all that. He said, where they at? He said, they're basically completely dismantled. But he said that the Klan, they are still alive and well, man. You know, these motherfuckers still alive and well.
They talking about these roads too. These damn Klan roads that they supposed to have. They got. I seen some video of people saying that too. There's no evidence of got any of these Klan members in their roads. We took all their roads and none of that shit.
Yeah, that dude KRS One said that shit. He was like, he said, where he said I can tell you what happened to the uniforms of the Black Panther. He said they got holes in it. They got bullet holes in it. You know what I mean? What's going on? He said, why don't see that dude KRS One? He said, why don't see no Klan road? He said, Klan road fresh shop. He said, why don't see none of them? He said, cause they holding on to it, man. You know, these motherfuckers ain't dismantled, man. That wickedness, these devils organization is alive and well, man.
Keep reading this, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and 5 again says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, like we were saying before. He like Ecuador, he's trying to put a military base in Ecuador. Ecuador said, we don't want you over here. We can't have a foreign government over here like that, more or less, man. We can't have a foreign established government in our land, you know. And then, like I said, I think Iran was saying the same thing about their waterways, their waters, their seas that's near Iran or whatever, man. It was like, these are our, we own these waterways here. What are you doing over here? You know, like they can do whatever they want with impunity. They even, like I said, they're saying that what's happening over there in America, because that dude himself is in some trouble right now. Somebody, you know, I can't remember the full details on it, but they're saying something about this this guy going over there bombing the Venezuelan boats. Man, they're saying that that more or less is war crimes, and he's being you know spoken to about that. Man, he said something. People say more or less like kill him. But yeah, that's what happened. There was some people that more or less was they was unable to fight. They was clinging on to life, or on the side of the boat. There was no threat at all, but it was giving orders to kill them. That's what they saying. that they was giving orders to kill. That's against the some type of, I forgot the document. Yeah, Geneva Code or something like that. It was against that, man. You can't just kill people that's trying to surrender or no threat to you. That's exactly what he gave the order.
Some humanitarian policy that he had, man. You
right.
Know what I'm saying?
Right. So that's what the spirit of the devil, that scripture said he's going to be like a madman spirit. None. You see, he's in the spirit of deleting people, man. And you were saying that too.
So like even that guy Trump, he was interviewed. They were talking about. He said what? He said I'm gonna kill him. He said anybody that's coming to try to attempt to as they call it, smuggle drugs in America. He said I'm gonna just kill him, man. You know what I mean? He ain't bringing you to justice. He ain't having you tried in a court. He said he's just gonna kill you, man. You know.
That's what he was saying about the Democratic Party. That he deemed seditionists. You said they need to be deleted. You know, so that's the spirit that the spirit of they coming into, man.
And you got even like sitting here looking at us like he's saying something. He said something about here the word kill. He saying something about he gonna kill. No, that's what your leader Trump said. Don't stand in front of don't watch your ass in front of the White House and sip your coffee and look and listen to Trump, see what he's saying. Try to eavesdrop on him. You know what I mean? Yeah. These jokers sit here, listen to me like what's going on? Nah, that's your leader. Your leader, this anti-Trump shit. That shit fiasco, man. I don't believe that these devils love this. These devils love that devil in them, man. They're trying to act like they don't. He's anti-king rally. Yeah, right, man. Anti-king mark. Yeah, they love it that this devil in there, man.
They don't nothing go on like these police officers, anything like that. Don't nothing go on. That people more or less get arrested. That's more or less a peaceful rally, man. You don't see no damn cop. You know, you might see a damn nigga here and there, but more or less there ain't no Negroes in that rally, man. But it's only fucking Edomites.
If you do, it's gonna be majority nigga woman. You know what I'm saying? If you do
some retarded.
Yeah, if you do see some niggas, the majority of people out there gonna be the nigga woman. You know, that's what they cleave on to.
Yeah, some retarded females seeking some type of comfort from their oppressors. That's you got something for me? You know what I'm saying? Cool, that we got them cool seeking intent. But sometimes we say different words like delete. That's what these devils do. We just read it. They try to make a man offended for a word. You can't even say regular vocabulary words now. I'm
quoting what he said. You know what I mean? He said this in the press. They didn't blur this word out. It wasn't up to your imagination or your own interpretation. They blurted it out. I really don't know what he said. No, he literally said those words.
Yeah, you know like that's why sometimes we choose to use different words. That's what they trying to do. They trying to make you an offender for a word, trying to incriminate you just because you said a word. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. So Habakkuk 2:5 again, it says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and he unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increase that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. You know that thick clay goes on to dance. Like you said, we were talking earlier, China, Japan, and the United Kingdom, the primary holders of America's debts. And then I just read too, I might just read it. That is talking about the Social Security, man. Social Security, you know, which is a problem, which is, you know, because I looked up, it said who is buying the U.S. debt. That's what I Googled, right? And it gave me AI overview. It says U.S. debt is bought by a mix of domestic and foreign investors, including the Federal Reserve, U.S. institutions, from the Federal Reserve, including the Federal Reserve, U.S. institutions like mutual funds and banks, and foreign governments and institutions. The largest foreign holder are typically Japan, China, and the United Kingdom, while domestic holders include individuals, private companies, and the intra-governmental accounts like Social Security. You know, so that's more or less why they trying to get rid of you people Social Security. They're like, man, we putting this money towards the debt. You know what I'm saying? Now you ain't got no Social Security no more. You can't retire at this age. Not even boosting the age of retirement. You know, you don't know what these devils doing behind the scenes. All this money that's going to go into your Social Security for your more.
So they try to make it harder. Basically, try to make it harder for the next generation. If Lord willing, you won't see it, but they try to make it harder for them because they can see that these devils that be having, or mainly all this system benefited who? These devils, man, these pale faces. You know what I'm saying? With these agreements that you gotta attend to for X amount of years, man. You don't know, like 30 years. I'm like, man, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen tomorrow, but yet they got you in this contract for goddamn 30 fucking years, man. You know what I'm saying? How you know the place where you at is gonna last that long? I'm like, man, and there's no safety, like this system, this market they have, there's no safety net for it, man. Like, how the fuck you gonna know what's gonna happen? And the next, you don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Then you got a commitment for 30 fucking years, man. 15 years, 30 years, man. This shit is ridiculous, man. You know, this the system that this devil got. But usury. Yeah, I put in extreme usury. I put in I Google, I said country no, or I meant to say countries, but country no longer buying American debt. And it says, while no major countries has completely stopped buying U.S. debt, several notably, China has significantly reduced their holdings in recent years, man. So these people, like you said, they're reducing, like China, and they said China noticed me. So they noticed it, you know what I'm saying? There's several, but there's China noticed me. They'll start pretty much aiding this. They were like, man, yeah, look, what they're gonna do? This place is gonna fall, man. They're gonna like this, let them fall, man. You know what I'm saying? That with these countries, not even allies to you, man, we're trying to bail you out, but they're like this, fuck them, let them fall, man. That's what's gonna happen to this place, man.
That's why they said that's why I think it's in Habakkuk chapter 3. Those that heard the report of is clapping their hands and applaud. They like, yay! I think that's in Habakkuk chapter 3. Like those that heard the report, something to that effect was going on. They heard the news. You hear what's going on in America? Babylon is great. Just stand the third. He motherfucker like this. They're enemies, man. Yay! Clapping the hands.
Yeah, that's our video in Iran. That's what they were doing. They were saying, like, pretty much they were saying death to America. They were cheering, man. You know what I'm saying? They were clapping. They were clapping, man.
That's what these other nations are doing. This is Habakkuk going to what you were saying about the destiny. Habakkuk 2:7. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall fight thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for them, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, man. You know, that's all about these other nations. I'm gonna read it out of the Amplified version, right? It says, will your creditors not rise up suddenly, and those who collect from you awake, right? Those that's collecting your debt, your creditors, you know, these other countries, you know, will your creditors not rise up suddenly? Will your creditors not rise up suddenly, and those who collect from you awaken? Then you will become plundered, and then will you become plundered for them, right? You will be plundered by these other nations. Verse 8, going back to the King James, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So like I was doing, they talk about the talks of genocide. You know, they're talking about, you probably can't even say that word, buzzwords. You know, more or less whatever you say, whatever we say, they try to make it buzzwords. You know, whatever we say, we try to make it a buzzword because they listening. You know, but anyway, they said talks of genocide going on with the Venezuela, man. You know, they said they were saying whatever's going on, what they doing to the Palestinians, they're gonna more or less try to do it to these Venezuelans, man. You know, and they talking about Somalia too. You know, it's because these devils are doing a whole lot of covert wars that you don't know about, man. You know, this guy, he was an FBI. He was saying that, man, they were like over 100 wars that's going on that you don't know about, man. They're going on over the world, man. More or less, America got something to do with it, man. There's wars in Africa. There's wars all over.
Clandestine operations. They got mercenaries. You know what I'm saying? Mercenaries, covert operations. And like I said, these CIA probe operations, man. That's what's going on in Venezuela right now. That's a CIA. That's what even Trump said. He said covert like it's a secret. Yeah, we got. But you know what the word, that man's a dummy, man. But you know what the word covert means, right? Secret. He made it not a secret by saying it. Yeah, we got a covert operation
more or less
going on in Venezuela.
It's a secret plot to overthrow a government, man. That's what covert means. You gonna give a definition, man. Covert. That's what it means. It says like a secret operation to overthrow a government. Man.
Yeah, it's not a secret now. He let you know. He used the word as if you know people don't know it well. A lot of people probably don't know. You know, as if everybody don't, or some people don't know. Covert means secret. That's what the word covert means. But he's still saying, hey, we got a covert operation going on in Venezuela. That's what's going on. He's trying to overthrow another country government. But if it happens here, what they call it, you know, they call you a terrorist, man. If they had some outside entity or foreign agent country coming in trying to overthrow the United States government, they're convinced the people. See, they're terrorists. They're trying to come in and overthrow our government, our system. But when they do it, they act like they can just they use terms like, oh, he's a dictator to justify their act.
I got a definition of covert operation. It says a covert operation is a secret planned action taken by a government intelligence agency to influence political, military, or economic conditions in other countries without revealing its involvement, right? So unless you try to take over militarily, the source of the government intelligence, CIA, because that's what he says, a CIA covert operation, man, to take over somebody else's government. Man. A government taking over someone else's government, man. Taking over another country's government. Man. You know, they're using the force of the military. You know? They're using force to do it. You know?
Yeah, they try to act like they try to convince these people, especially these Babylonians here, that they can do this, but another country doing it, they're the bad guy. But we're the good guy. I saw a movie where Edomite said that shit. I was like, yeah, that's exactly. They were doing some shady shit. But he was saying something to this female. It was an Edomite saying something to another Edomite female. He was saying, just remember, because she questioned what they was doing. You know, they were doing some shady shit. You know, in the movie, he was part of some type of government. He was part of the government, man. Some part of, I can't recall the full details, but it was part of, you know, even though this is fiction, you know, but it's actually life too. But it's a movie where this Edomite was questioning this female Edomite was questioning this male Edomite that was part of the government, and he was like, just remember, we're the good guys. You know what I mean? He was just trying to ease her suspicion of what they were doing. He said, don't worry about what, you know, pretty much regardless of what we're doing, the whole part of the reason why we're able to do it because what? We're the good guys. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentality that they try to paint to these dumbass people, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
these
what
goddamn motherfuckers are wicked, man.
They believe that shit too, man. These people are fooled into thinking that this devil is the good guy, man. You know, that's why these people believe that this devil is the good guy. And that's how he painted the narrative, man. Everybody else the problem. I'm not. Because that's a part of the blessing that the Lord blessed is that blessed that he's the perfect devil, man. He blessed him, he's the wicked, he's the devil. Devil means deceiver, false accuser, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's coming in. He's coming in the spirit of a devil, a deceiver. And he's deceiving people that he's some law-abiding, upright, peace-bringing person, man, but he's not. He's the wicked, man. And also, I looked up earlier, so you can look this up. These videos started coming in my feed, because I was searching almost high and low. I found like 1 or 2 videos now. Yesterday, like 5, 6, 7, 8, without me even looking for them, about they comparing this guy that's in the office now, your commander in chief, with the Antichrist, according to what these Christians, quote unquote, Christians believe. And there's a number of them that believe that he's coming in the form of the Antichrist, man, giving out what they say the Antichrist is going to be some political figure that's going to unite all the people through forms of peace. He's going to try to bring world peace. Everybody's going to rally behind him. He's going to be labeled, looked at as some type of Messiah. All these characteristics that these Christians in these plantation churches, this image of the Antichrist, this guy fits it, man. All of them, man. But I'm like, because we already know what it is. Esau Edom is the top anti-Hamashiach, but all these other nations are too. Anyone that comes against this doctrine, that's exactly what you are. You consider anti-Christ, what they say in the Bible, or anti-Hamashiach, man. You're against the Lord, basically. You're against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. But the ultimate one is Esau Edom. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, Habakkuk 2:9, it says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. And I was looking up, there was a video that came about talking about the Golden Dome. They're trying to build some type of missile defense system called the Golden Dome that's similar to what the Israeli state got, So they said they're trying to build a Golden Dome to prevent these missiles, whatever, man. It can intercept these missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles or whatever, man, hypersonic missiles. They're trying to build. He said by the end of his term, it should be built. That's what Trump was saying. This Golden Dome. And what scripture comes to my mind was what Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah, I think it's 51 or 50. Babylon has become a golden cup in the Lord's hand. This place, that's why it's called the Golden Dome. So but that's not going to work, man. They not the only one that's trying to build that too. Russia and China is also building a missile defense system too, man. They were saying China is better or ahead or something like that, man. Building one, or having one like that, man. But that's not going to work, man. These missiles that's going to be shot off, they're going to hit their target, man. Because the Lord is going to be guided through the angels. Whatsoever, they're going to be guided by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and the angels, man. And there's nothing going to stop. Like the scripture says, whatever target more or less that they're aimed to hit. Like a lot of these countries, they got missiles aimed at this area, this place, this state, this city. In America, it's already out there. Information out there. They got nukes pointed at this right now. They know they got intel. Goddamn, their intel, CIA or whoever, man. They got intel on these things, man. Certain things, man. They said, yeah, they got missiles pointed at such and such right now. They got missiles pointed all over, man. And they're going to hit their target, man. Because the Lord purpose for Babylon the Great, which is America, is to destroy this place, man. That's the purpose of the Lord.
I got a precept. This is the book of Galatians 6 and 7. It says, be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. So, these people, man, these devils, just like I made an example of that movie. regardless of what these people say, man, they're trying to portray to the public. Just because they can utter these words, I'm a good guy, man, whatever these devils sow, they're going to reap, man. That's why these countries are not dealing with it. That's why Babylon the Great is in the state that it's in. And what's the state of what? Not progressing, but it's in the state of dismantling. And that's why the fate of this place is going to be destroyed, man, because these devils are going to reap what they sow, man. They the one that went across the earth sowing discourse, man. You know,
I just read out of Habakkuk, he has spoiled many nations, man. What they call colonializing or colonialism or colonizing. They did that all over the earth, man. You know, spoiled. They're doing it still to this day. You know, they're doing it still to this day, man. You know. So like it's like I said, what the scripture he brought out was whatever a man sow, he's going to reap. And while the scripture said many nations are going to spoil you because you spoiled them. You know, there are many nations. You know, many nations going to spoil you, going to destroy you, plunder you. That's why these ICBM nuclear missiles, man. You're going to be booty to them. You're going to be a plunder. You're going to be a plunder for these man, booties to these other nations, man, for what you've done to them. You plundering their land, you know, murdering their people, you know. But you got the ability to paint the narrative, to give the news story. You paint it however you want it. These people believe it. You know, but like the scripture said in Job, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity. That's why they want to shut this internet down, you know, because there's too much information going. He's being exposed too much, which is problems. The wicked's being revealed. Esau, Edom. He's being exposed too much, so they're going to cut this down. So they're going to bring these they're going to have these more regulations for what they call guidelines and shit. You know, they're gonna have these guidelines and information. You know, they're gonna have all these they're gonna come stricter, man. You know, they're gonna be strict with these guidelines and all this information. You know, only thing gonna be on the internet is whatever information that they want in this folly. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's gonna be on the internet, man. This folly and the information that they want out. You know, that's the whole reason they had an issue with TikTok. TikTok was bringing out a whole bunch of information, man. They restricted. For example,
these damn community guidelines didn't apply to TikTok at that time when it was ran by, I think it's Moab individual. I think now, you know, everybody should know who the owner now is. And, you know, if I ain't mistaken, you know, his word out, you know, it's Meta. You know who that's. Yeah, man, there was pretty much. And then you would think, why? And the picture they trying to paint about China, what you think China would be the most? They try to portray China and their affiliates. That's what they accused this guy that was the inventor of TikTok, like, you know, he was affiliated with China and their government. Would you think that people would be at liberty just to say anything? You would think they would be the most restricted platform on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to paint China as some dictator. You gotta walk, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know, you gotta walk the straight and narrow, you know, type thing. If you don't do what they say, it's over. You don't have no real voice of opinion. You don't have no real freedom. But yet that was the most. But yet you got people that they're trying to accuse of, you know, being affiliates with the Chinese government, have the most platform that you can express yourself freely on the market, man. What that, to me, that's odd, man. That's odd and strange.
Yeah, the reason why, because they being exposed, though. You know, that's the reason why they trying to. That's the reason why they trying to put, you know, these guidelines and restrictions on these media platforms now. Primarily, he's being exposed. Too much exposure on his behalf, man. There's too much truth coming out on his behalf, and And he's trying to, he can't have that, man. You know, he's being exposed, man. You know, I'm gonna keep reading. This is the book of Habakkuk 2. And now it says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. Set his nest on high. Right? He's that missile defense system is more or less an example of that, man. He's trying to set his nest on high, meaning he's trying to put himself out of harm's way. You know, you can't touch me. I'm gonna get a missile defense system. Bring your bombs if you want. You know what I'm saying? More or less, he's trying to set his nest on high, his dwellings, his country where he dwells. He's trying to set it on high, like more or less, I'm untouchable by you. Because whatever you got, your missiles, you ain't gonna hit me with. That's what they think, man. You know, trying to set his nest on high, and that missile defense system is an example of that. You know. That he may be delivered from the power of evil. Man. You know, that's what it is, because evil means ill. I mean, evil is a compound word. Eve and ill, meaning bad times. Right? Eve and ill. You know, bad times. And that's what's going on, man. He's going to escape the bad time. Sitting in the nest on high, you can't touch me. Look at I got a listen to this system. You know, whatever, man. But that's not going to happen. Man. You know, they're going to be spoiled. Verse 10, it says, thou hast consorted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, man. Put shame to your house by cutting off. He got shame for glory. Right? What the scripture said, what's that precept? Yeah. Shame for glory, you know, thou hast consorted shame to thy house by cutting off many people. You has sinned against thy soul. You has sinned against yourself, man. You has sinned against your wife, right? By cutting off many people, spoiling many people. And then you paint the narrative so you can make people think I'm the good guy. You know, they do it over here in Babylon the Great. These costumes that they wear. You know, these costumes that they wear, you know, acting like I'm a good guy. You see this costume? You see what role I'm playing? That's all that shit is. Well, it's a costume, man. Clark Kent put on my Superman outfit. Now I'm a good guy. Yeah, that's all that shit is. It's a costume. I can do no wrong, you know. That's the mentality of the devil, man. You know, I can do no wrong. And the reason why they do that because no one brought them to justice as of yet. But their time is coming, man. That's what the Lord, that's what the Messiah, when you call ignorant people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, that's what he's coming to do, man. You know, he's coming to bring justice to Esau. You know, the Lord bless this devil, and he's gonna come and take him out of it. He's gonna take that blessing away from him. You can't. The scriptures tell you that you can't more or less. You can't take a blessing that the Lord blessed you with. You can't take that away from nobody because it was given from the Lord Almighty. You know, who can take a blessing away from you if the Lord gave it to you? No one. You know, so the Lord blessed this devil with the sword, with dominated by the sword. You know, so by that sword, thou shalt live. Like this devil can't live without bloodshed, man. That's why every time you see him, he's always into something, man. Doing some conflict. Basically putting people to death, man. You know, if they ain't doing over there, he's gonna come back here and do it. You know what I'm saying? If he in another country doing it, he's gonna come back here because he's that bloodlusty man, man. Bloodlust. You know, that bloody man. He can't live without putting people to death, man. But he wants to promote himself like they try to give Trump that title. President of peace. Yeah, like I said, that's what they said. The Antichrist. That's one of the characteristics of the Antichrist. He's going to bring world peace. That's what he said he is. He's the president of peace. I'm bringing peace across the world. You know, like I said, but you won't hear that from a lot of people. What's funny? I seen another clip. There was this guy. He was just in a city, you know, the city area, seeing people, you know, walking through the sidewalks, and he was asking people, do they believe in Jesus Christ? A lot of Edomites, so-called white people, they was like, what? Nah, I They were talking like, nope. Someone was like, nope. Someone was like, I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And the only person that said that they believe, you know who it was? A black woman, a Negro woman. Talking about, you better believe it. She was the whole shit. I know this guy had to ask at least 10 different goddamn people, man. Most of them were Edomites. So he asked them, do you believe in Jesus Christ? A lot of Edomites were like, I don't know. Someone was like, I don't want to talk about it. Nah. Only person that said they believed was some black woman. You better believe it.
He come on, man. He got niggas gone. That shit funny. They had this guy, he was riding his bike. You tell you know, the average Negro, hoodie on, mean mother looking at me, and then try to give off some impression like you want to pull some gun out of him. That's what they try to do. Because really, that's what their mentality is. He was giving off some impression like you the one gonna pull a strap on him. You know what I'm saying? Really, that's what they want to do, man. You know what I'm saying?
They can get away with it. That's exactly what they be trying to do.
And then,
since they know they can't get away with it, they trying to add you gonna do it. They trying to provoke you to do it. That's what these ignorant ass niggas trying to do.
And then I didn't respond in a way that he tried to give off. He gonna throw a wave. If I ain't say nothing, nigga, I don't conversate with people with that mentality, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? You gone, man. I mean, I don't know you personally, but I can tell by the little that you do. Like I said, basically, I don't want to deal with these people in the world, man. You know what I mean? That you are, you of this world, man. Riding around like you Debo in a fight, mean mother. You know what you're looking over here for? Because like that's just like we brought out. These niggas, they can only oppress. They try to oppress and harass people that look like them, man. You know, these white people over here, these damn niggas ain't gonna look there and they gonna look at it. But when you come, niggas act like you got their full attention like this, like you directly talking to them, like they looking at you and shit like this. That's how these niggas act, man. Don't got nothing to do with these niggas, man. Don't want nothing to do with them, man. But you can see the mentality. It's like you for the rant and the disruption. But yeah, that's why I walk around the corner. I was looking at this nigga, man. I'm like, man, I don't trust these niggas, man. What you riding around here for? Bugging me. I ain't saying nothing. What do you call it? No disruption. We out here preaching the word, man. Doing the work for the Lord, man, while we can, man. Lord willing.
Yeah, this is Habakkuk 2 and 10 again. It says, thou hast consulted shame. Let me read out the Amplified version. It says, you have devised a shameful thing for your house by cutting off and putting an end to many peoples. So you are sent up. So you are sinning against your own life and forfeited, man. Like, you know, that's what it is, sin against your own life and forfeited, man.
Yeah, as if they are some monkey just jealous of some Edomite monkey just jealous some shit out there, driving some Dodge Charger, jealous some bullshit madness out the T. I don't know who he direct, but he was talking in this direction, right? But I don't know who he talking to. Like I said, that's what it is. They sense it. They feel the spirit, man. They sense it. And that's how these damn Edomites be doing anyway. They really hate you. That's in their nature. But they try to do it indirectly, man. Like you won't notice that and they think it's they really think they get away with something, man. That they try to portray it as if that, oh, you don't know I really hate you with some damn shit. I don't really fuck, but you don't. I'm gonna tell you, nah, you may not really know. I'm like, look, the feelings are mutual. Man. You know what I'm saying? Acting like they can get by, acting like you don't really know. I don't like you. I give a fuck about what a random ass motherfucker. Don't give a fuck what organization. Excuse my language, but I don't care what organization that you in. I'm trying to take credit. I mean, for granted that we're a part, maybe children around. But what organization that you with, you may not be with, your personal feelings about me, like I really care, man. I'm like, I'll tell you like this, the feelings mutual. You know what I'm saying? Like they the only one that can have some disdain for somebody, man. You know what I mean? You got people have that emotion all the time, man. And spew some, ride down the street in his vehicle, spewing some madness, just yelling, yeah. I'm just saying some man.
That's exactly how it sounds. That's exactly how it sounds. Sounds like the BS.
Yeah, just spewing some goddamn madness and pulling it off, man.
I heard that BS, man. Like I said, that's what it is. These damn fucking Edomite, they got the ability to paint the narrative. They got resources in their hands, so they can make it seem like you doing something wrong. All they gotta do is come around and look at you crazy and shit. You know, that's what they do. They got these damn fucking dope fiends, weirdos, criminals, playing like they the innocent party, like Esau Edom always does. They looking at you like you doing something wrong. You ain't doing nothing wrong. Illegal at all. You know, they got coons behind them too. They got coons behind them. That's exactly how they live. But they trying to act like, no, we don't live like that. They master know how they live. You know, they master know how they live. You know, because they talk to them. They like the scripture said, they're companion. Like the scripture said, they're companion with thieves. So these niggas, they companion with their oppressor, man. They companion with these with Esau Edom, man. They got their companion with thieves. So they know, you know. So what it is, he got a picture for black men specifically that you are some type of way, man. And these coons, they trying to help them out any way they can. So what they do, they companion with thieves. They do illegal activity with these niggas, man. They act like they can do it because my master allowed me to do it, man. You know.
Precepts I just got for this reading. It says, "Be not deceived, evil communication." Man. You know, pretty much. I'm roughly paraphrasing now. You know, pretty much convert. You know,
I think it says corrupt.
Yeah, kind of evil communication corrupt. You know, pretty much I'm roughly paraphrasing, bringing forth corruption. Man. You know, that's what it is. They're communicating with these evil, man.
That's their behavior too. The communication means your behavior too. Like I said, they do illegal activities with Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? They act like, oh, since I'm doing this illegal with my master, I'm cool and shit. You know, that's what these damn coons, that's what these coons do, man. And they, you know, and they bring them around and they trying to more or less these damn retarded niggas acting like they trying to set somebody up. It's all a sting operation. You trying to see what we gonna set up. That's why I said these niggas up there being bugging. These coons, you might walking around, these suspect ass, you might walk around. Like I said, the black man is primarily all these damn nigga woman too. You're more or less object of a criminal. You know, that's your personality. You a criminal.
And Babylon the Great, that's how they paint you. You know what I mean? You're the problem. You're the criminal. And regardless of what these devils do, they can do the same thing on a level higher than you. You know, I'm the big guy. You know what I mean? That's their go-to move. Just remember, I'm the good guy, regardless of what I do. That's their make deception, man.
Okay, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. Habakkuk chapter 2 and 11. It says, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer. Woe to him that built up a town with blood and established a city by iniquity. You know, so that's how this place was established, man. That's how this place has been built, on bloodshed, man. Rape, robbery, and murder. You know, that woe means misery and destruction. That's what that woe means, man. Misery and destruction is coming to this place, man.
Yeah, you can tell like this Edomite basic this word, but you can see in his face when we were talking about, there's some bitter look. But that's what Babylon the Great is. Our teachers went into that word in America actually originates from the origin. What it means, the etymology of it means bitter, man. That's why a lot of these people around here, they on the exterior, they're trying to act differently, but interior, man, actually their whole feeling is bitter, man. You know, regardless, they can have, they're living there, especially the Edomites, man, they're living better than you, but they walk around bitter inside, man. You know what I mean? Because that's what this place is, man. Because it's the truth about this place, how it evolved to what it is, what the system really is, but they're trying to project something different. You know what I mean? A sense of equality, a sense of fairness. All these words, that's all they are. That's what it is, these people, man. There's words to deceive the masses, man. But they operate totally different, man. Why you think these devils around here and they got this place and they try to give some sense of security, man? Like you can secure yourself here. You can come here and build and sustain yourself and build some American dream. You know, that's a facade. Why you think these people building underground bunkers for, man? Because they know it's a matter of time. Somebody gonna push that button. That button's gonna be pushed, man. Those missiles are gonna be launched. They already know these elites, these going to be well off in this devil society. They're gearing up for it, man. They're preparing. They're prepping for it, man. Like you got your everyday, you know, your everyday goddamn, you know, everyday Joes walking around as if they got some sense of security. Like this place is going to dwell forever. Man. Like I said, these devils know it. I'm talking about the elites. They know it. That's why they got under. Why you think they got underground bunkers? If that wasn't more than likely, and they build and invest a pretty penny in these underground bunkers, man. Then why you think people invest a lot of time, money, and resources in something that they know it's not going to happen? They're like, man, this more than likely it's not going to happen. We started it, and man, I don't know. Nah, these people really invest time and money, resources in underground bunkers, man. Because they know evidently, man. It's evident, man. It's going to happen, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. This scripture, you know, basically relates to what that I was just saying about this American dream. Habakkuk chapter 2 and 13 it says, "Behold, is it not of the Lord Yahweh of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for the very vanity," man. So, like I said, this place is vanity, man. It's American dream, and that's all it is. It's a dream. It's vanity. That's not going to come true, man. You know, they are laboring themselves in the very fire, meaning what? This place is going to be lit. The Lord's going to set this place on fire, man. And they weary themselves for this vain American dream, man. That is vain means empty, you know, worthless, right? This is the Amplified version, verse 13. Again, it says, "Is it not indeed from the Lord Yahweh of hosts that the people labor only for the fire that will destroy their work?" Right? They labor only for the fire that's going to destroy their works, destroy their work, man. All this that you work for, I'm building an American dream, I'm building, establish me a life. This is, you're laboring for the very fire that the Lord is going to bring to this place, man. The works are going to be burnt up. That says that, I think, in 2 Timothy, man. You know, it says that in the scriptures in the New Testament that all the works shall be burnt up, man. You know, so this place is going to be burnt up. You're up there, think you're going to continue this American dream, this fake vanity of life. You know, these devils up there watching us, trying to bring some little act like everything will be good because I'm fresh and don't act like I don't know anything. So that solidifies my innocence, and now this world is for me.
Innocent than a newborn baby.
Fuck whatever else going on. I'm the new face. This world is mine. I don't know what's going on. It had nothing to do with me. But nonetheless, this is mine now. I'm here. This is mine now. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, tell that to your commander in chief. I don't want nothing here. Say that to your commander in chief.
A newborn baby. Look at it.
And these other countries that they're spoiling and robbing and plundering and murdering their people. Explain that to them. You don't got to explain to me. I can care less what you think. Explain that to your commander in chief and all these other nations that they done spoiled and robbed and you know, did all type of atrocities too, but still doing to this day. Explain yourself to them. You ain't explain yourself to me. That's mine now. Everything is mine now. I'm here now. And I don't know what the fuck's going on, and that means that this is mine. And I'm innocent, and everything else don't matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? Whatever damn fucking bullshit they try to come on. This shit go tell that to your commander in chief. Don't try to explain that bullshit to me through your fucking ass.
And about that shit. And the nuclear missiles, man, they're biblical, man. They're in the Bible, man. You know, and I'm gonna read the precept, man. Where they're in the Bible, man. This is the book of Zechariah 14:12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua will smite all the people that have forgotten. So like it will smite all the people that fought against Jerusalem. So like their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth, man. So what? That's why I even, first and foremost, our teachers explain this to you, man, but you got to have the spirit to see it, man. That's why we know through the spirit what these men have these men was, as the word, say, this saying the word, heaven sent. These men were sent by the Lord, man. They got the spirit of the Lord on them, man. You got to have the spirit to actually understand this, man. That's Yahweh Yahushua, man. The spirit that Yahweh Yahweh, the spirit of prophecy is Yahweh Yahushua, man. And that's, like I said, that's biblical, man. The nuclear missile.
What can cause your tongue to consume in your mouth and your eyes to consume in your holes? Your skin, nut on. What can cause that? Look at Terminator Judgment Day. I think Terminator 2. Terminator Judgment Day. At the end of the movie, Sarah Connor.
I think it's the beginning. The beginning movie.
Okay, yeah. Whatever point it was, that's an example of that, man. She hit her own body consumed away while she was standing on her feet. That was an example of that, man. What's we call that? Nuclear bomb, man. Nuclear destruction. That's what's going to cause people to consume away.
Yeah, and also the Bible says what the earth shall rock to and fro like a drunkard. What's so powerful that the earth gonna rock like that? That's when these nuclear missiles hit the ground, man. It's gonna shake to and fro like a drunkard, man. It's gonna shake abruptly. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, What has the force, the power to do that, man? Nothing other than those ICBM nuclear missiles, man. So we know this is going to come to pass, man. And like I said, not only us, but the elites amongst Esau Edom, they know. That's why they, just like I said, they try to escape the wrath of the Lamb by trying to go underground. But the Lord is going to, yeah. Okay, you think you're going to escape? The Lord's men, their elect, they're going to come and get you out of those asylums or say underground bunkers, like that. I didn't mean to say that word, but the underground bunkers, I was thinking of silos. But underground bunkers, man, their elect is going to come get you. You're going to be what? The first fruits of I'm gonna be nice, bondage. You know what I'm saying? I'm just be like, I'm gonna let the flow. I ain't gonna let the flow, but you're gonna be under subjection, man. First fruits, man. Yeah, because we know this place right here, man, it has an expiration date, man. It had a time to build up, a time to wickedness to flourish, and now its time is ending, man. According to the book of Daniel chapter 2, man, with the 10 toes, man. That's why we're patiently waiting for our Lord and Savior to come and claim what is rightfully his, man. That's what we patiently waiting, man. We know the moves. We know the moves that are this devil is about to play, and we're patiently waiting on his. And one of his major moves, which is the MOTV, man. We're patiently waiting for that move, man. We know what this devil's gonna do next, man. His move is what? To bring about the MOTV, man. Make cash, just like the was mentioned about that dude Elon Musk saying cash will be obsolete, work is going to be choice. You can go to work; it's going to be your choice. You know, you want to or not. But we know that's what we patiently waiting for this devil to make his next move. Man. But we know it. We know what move he's going to make, man. That's presenting his, the MOTB, man. You know, this MOTB, you got a lot of people starting with this, you know, these other Israelite camps, or you know, in general, man, they're saying the mark is something, you know, they're stating that the mark is something that is not, man. You know, like they were saying that King Solomon, you know, this word King Solomon had the mark, you know, just madness, man. These people are gone, man. You know, that's even in within some of these camps within the Israelite community, man. These people are gone, man. Talking about the mark is sleeping with white women, you know, all types of madness, man. You know, these people are gone, man. You know, but we know the MOTB is that that digital that that electronic tag that's the size of a grain of rice that they're gonna put in your body, man. You know, and it's a physical one, man. You know, some of them saying it's a spirit, it's a spiritual. You got some of them saying that the mark is spiritual.
This devil is carnal. So he is carnal. So carnal. It's not spiritual about it. It's not Christianity or none of that. This devil's a carnal man. So he's gonna come about you carnally. So the mark that he's gonna present is gonna be a physical mark. And that physical mark is the RFID microchip. Like I said, the mark is already here. It just hasn't been mandatory by the government yet. But you've seen examples of that with that digital ID. You know, they try to mandate. You know, they try to mandate in the United Kingdom that you can't work without this ID, man. So that's an example of that. Everything that this devil is doing throughout the earth is strategic to bring about his agenda. Even to this current event with this guy that's supposed to went over there and did that to these soldiers, these National Guard members. More or less, that's to further his agenda. You know, he's gonna bring what he did after that. What he do? He put 500 million. 500 National Guard members back in D.C. because of that. You know, their agenda is to put these guards, these military personnel in these cities, man. In every state is that's the agenda, martial law. So they're gonna find ways to go about it to fool people. It'll be these crisis acts, these agents provocateurs, you know, whatever method that this devil's going to try to bring about, he's going to use it to further his agenda. Man. You know, his agenda is to put part of his agenda is to put military personnel in each state. You know, they were saying by 2026 April, they were saying by 2026 April, they were saying that they got the National Guard response force and response team. They said by he said PX or whatever. He said he gonna go into the details, but he said whatever, man. Said they already got a plan set up by April 2026 that they're gonna put military personnel in all 50 states. So this already was set for them to do it. You know, like these events that you see, it's a tragedy, this, that, and the third. You better believe it's caused because it's caused to further their agenda. Their agenda is to put these military personnel in your fucking a city near you. You know? every fucking state, man. Look it up. You know, I think it's the National Guard response force, response team, some shit like that.
But that's gonna be prophecy because the scripture tells what a man gonna seek to desire to go to a city, you know, what we paraphrasing. You're not gonna be able to, or they're gonna try to lock down sections. You know what I'm saying? Stuff gonna turn to lockdown, military checkpoints. You know, that's gonna result into what, you know, as they call it, martial law. So they can justify doing things. You know what I mean? More or less, they're gonna probably deem you safe as if you don't get the mark. I'm just saying, coming up with based on like I said, these devils are strategic. Other strategic plots that they did. I think this guy, what's his name? I can't think of his name. I don't want to say his name wrong, but he was a president before, I think, during the 1930s, 33s or something like that. But he deemed you were enemy of the state, man. So if you don't do as they, like I said, man, if you don't accept this mark, MOTB, they can probably deem you an enemy of the state, man, and justify putting you to death, man. You know,
it's going to happen to some people in these concentration camps. You know, they're going to give people the ultimatum. You know, it's either take this mark or either be beheaded or whatever, man, put to death. You know,
they did it before, man. You know,
that's why they got these guillotines and these detention centers and prison camps. You know, whatever you want to call them. You know, they already got them in there, man.
And what he was talking about doing his first administration, talking about he's trying to bring back the guillotine, man, death by firing squad, all types of stuff, man. The electric chair, there are all these
bringing back capital punishment,
all these ways to kill you. He's trying to bring them back. So I think the main source now is lethal injection. They try to say that's the more humane way of going out. So they're trying to bring back all these others, like the electric chair, death by firing squad, guillotine, being hung. You know, all these things. You know, he was pushing that his first administration. I won't be surprised. You know, they try to bring those policies into play, man. Especially when the heat start turning up. When you see it's obvious that, you know what I mean, this society is, you know, is at a dystopia. You know, I won't be surprised that those languages that he was once uttering in his first administration, they tried to move on that, man. This is the devil who we talking to here, man. This is the wicked that we're talking about, man. The bloodthirsty man. You know, in his attempt to seek world domination, that's what this devil is trying to seek, man. He's trying to seek to control,
ultimate control, total control.
You know, it's bad enough he already got control of the majority of the research, because I saw some other things too. Well, I'm gonna make this point, then I go into it. It's bad enough he has control of the majority of the resources of the planet. He won't control the people. I also saw another video that I showed out the other day. I never knew this this term. They got centennial, if that's the correct word, centennial billionaires, if that's the correct word, where I think it's like you owning $100 billion, man.
Yeah, they said they got to come up with words. They got to come up with new words.
There was an Edomite chick. She said they had to come up with new words. They coming up with these words to keep up with the massive amount of money that these Edomites are getting. Like she said, Bill Gates, he was a centennial, if that's the correct word, a centennial billionaire, and meaning that he had $100 billion, man. These people got more money than they can do with, man. You know, they could just walk around the street, just throw out money, man, and they'd still be filthy rich. You know, so he had $100 billion back in 1992, man. I never knew that, man. You know, now they say Elon Musk the first trillionaire, which that's a lie. We know, you know, trillionaires already, you know. But yeah, these people have, as they have. And also, they were saying something about that. I think when this dude Jeff Bezos, when he was, you know, he was up there too. They said he got enough money to give every American family, if I ain't mistaken, or every American $1 million, and he'd still be a billionaire, man. See, these people got. These, yeah, it was one. It was one of them. It was one of them. But nonetheless, these people got so much money that they can't. You know what they gonna do with it, man? You know, they could give every American in America $1 million, man, and they could still be billionaires, man. But they're not gonna do it, man. They can, like they said, they can end world hunger, not just here in a country, world hunger overnight, but they're not gonna do it, man. So that's the wicked you talking about, man. You know. But yet, let that be some so-called black man that had that, but that's all you will be hearing, man.
And I seen an article. They were talking about Michael Jordan. They were talking about he bought something. And they was like, somebody made comment talking about only reason why he can afford that because he buying all his shoes. I like see that, man, because they've been saying that shit since the 90s, man. They've been talking about that dude Michael Jordan, how much money he's making, and they make basically upset. Yeah, they basically upset about how much money he's making. Now I'll post that article. I'm gonna find it real quick.
Yeah, man. Like I said, they don't care. These people as word. If these people were as they trying to portray to the world, man, a lot of these problems in the world facing would have been done by now. They said world hunger. They can end that overnight, man, but they refuse not to. You know, this poverty, they can end that overnight, man. People homelessness, you know, all this stuff people are suffering from on a day-to-day basis. These Edomites can end this overnight, but they refuse to, man.
Yeah, this is the article. The article says Michael Jordan sparks backlash after lavish behavior comes to light. We pay for that when we purchase his sneakers. You know, they're talking about his lavish lifestyle that's coming to light. They said we pay for that lifestyle when we buy his sneakers. You know, people are getting upset. You know, they're upset because of his lavish behavior.
You know, which I don't care about that dude no way, but nonetheless, that's a prime example what I was bringing up based on giving reference to what I stated. I said, let it be a so-called black person. You won't hear it, man. Every press conference, everything that they say, like, so they know their statement. You are worth X amount of billions of dollars, right? Why won't you, so-and-so, and your compadres or your philanthropists, you know what I mean? Here, they'll probably name other billionaires within their circle. Y'all can get together and end world hunger overnight. Why won't y'all do that? They'd be personal, man. Y'all can give each American family $1 million a piece, and y'all can still be billionaires. Why won't y'all do that? What's going on? And then they can claim it as charity if they could. They'll get some around
it. They get it back. They get tax write-off. They can get it back at the end of the year.
Funnel it through a charity organization where the charity distribute the money or distribute the money throughout and they get it back. You know, but these people they won't do it, man. You know, but like I said, let that be a group of so-called black people, probably any other nation of people. That's all they be saying.
They could.
Y'all trying to portray as
they could get it back at the end of the year, but at the same time, they don't have to because they got enough money to keep going.
Yeah, they got enough money that they can't. You know what they gonna do with it, man? They like I said, they probably go around just throwing money every day and still can't get rid of it, man. Burn it. They can burn it. They throw it, shove it. I bet they'd rather do that than because it's gonna come a time that's what it's gonna be, man. People walk around with all this cash and stuff. It's gonna be worthless, man. They're gonna be trying to burn it just to stay warm, you know. But got anything else, man? We've closed it out. All right, we're gonna close out our lesson. Before we close it out, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem, Kadash,
Bishop Akim Zilazil. Lord, one of you back to be the clock. The next time I shall walk, all the ball, shalom.